Hey, what's happening, gamers? I know it's been a while, but Season 4 resumes with a very underrated Wii title, Red Steel 2. I've been shocked with the 7 and 8s this game has been getting, and I really feel that my colleagues in the industry are overlooking a lot of stuff this game has to offer. So it's up to old KW to set the record straight again. But before I begin, just to let the K-Legionnaires know, the TMNT series will resume in May with tournament fighters. Red Steel 2 just captivated me so much, and I could not let this slip, and with all my work with GameZone, I felt that you, the fans, deserved another K-Wing Reviews episode. So that's my reasoning behind doing this video. Also, if some of you are new to these type of reviews, what the K-Wing Reviews series is an overview of the entire game. My reviews are the most in-depth, entertaining, and informative on the planet. They also take a lot of prep time and editing, so they aren't always going to be up first when the game releases. Still, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I do a pretty decent job of keeping your attention during the 10 segments in this video. I will also do my best to limit any story spoilers for you. So let's grab our spurs and fedoras as we head into the blazing sun and the parched deserts of Red Steel 2.
Listen up, hombres. In a world where cowboys and ninjas live and die by the steel they wield, the only law that exists is that to survive. One man appears to tip the scales into justice's favor. The game opens up with the hero being dragged through a deserted city. After escaping the biker, you learn from your former master that you're the last of your kin. The hero sets out to avenge his clan no matter how many varmints stand in his way. His goal is to fill Boot Hill with as many souls as he can slay.
And sadly, the story is pretty predictable if you're a Western or Kung Fu buff like me. Revenge is the name of this game, folks, but hey, it works. Red Steel 2 is a first-person shooter that makes use of the Wii Motion Plus attachment. Players take on the role of a Namus Kusagari, referred to as the hero. Think of him like a mix between Clint Eastwood and Dante. The hero is able to switch between sword and gun combat with ease. Ubisoft has given us way too many options during combat, and I love that. Players can be all Zorro on your enemies by matching steel against steel, or you can go the route of Indiana Jones and kill the skilled swordsman with one shot to the face. Red Steel 2 only offers 2 modes of play, Start Game and Challenge Mode. Start Game is the campaign or story mode of the game and will take you roughly 12 hours to beat it. So for me it was 1 day, but you guys could squeeze 2 or 3 days of enjoyment from this title, so that's pretty cool. Each chapter consists of exploring your surroundings, picking up missions from a bulletin board, chatting with other characters, and of course, fighting numerous baddies scattered throughout the levels. New to this series is being able to upgrade your sword, armor, guns, and Kusagari powers. As the player progresses through the game, new sword techniques and powers are unlocked in the dojo, so players familiar with how Red Steel operated will be right at home here. In order for the player to master these new abilities, the game triggers another training mission, and you can't continue the game until you've learned your new technique. The Kusagari powers become available after taking back your sword from pain, and they are based after different animals if you guys are curious. But I'll talk about the different powers later on in this review. Currency is a lot more important in Red Steel 2 than the first game. Collecting lots of money is how you buy the different upgrades that you'll need throughout the game. The game also makes it tough for you to decide what to upgrade, so it's not enough just to save your pennies. In order to make the game a little easier, it's actually crucial for you to enhance your armor, life meter, and level up your weapons as you go. Still, your sword isn't the only weapon in the hero's arsenal. He also has his trusty 6-shooter and later gets a shotgun, Tommy gun, and even a rifle to add to his toys. Plus, just like his katana, all the guns can be upgraded. Pretty sweet. Still, the overall object of the game is to avenge your clan by taking on the mysterious rival responsible for their demise. If you have played an FPS game on the Wii, then you know that it's a very different experience than what you get from most HD systems. Moving your character is done with the nunchuck, and to position the camera, you move the Wiimote around. To use a sword, all you do is swing the Wiimote in one of 8 directions. You can block enemy attacks by holding in the A button and are even able to block bullets with your sword. Most of the samurai powers use the A button while swinging the Wiimote vertical or horizontal. Red Steel 2 incorporates Wii Motion Plus beautifully and really makes the gamer feel like a cowboy ninja. With Wii Motion Plus, the game can tell how soft or hard you're actually swinging your sword. In fact, in order to beat certain enemies with heavy armor, you'll need to swing the Wiimote much harder to knock it off. Otherwise, the bad guy's armor will deflect your attack. Because this is a Motion Plus game, your hand truly becomes your sword. Every swing is captured in real time and with deadly accuracy on screen. Come to think of it, the gameplay is so fine-tuned that you can defeat most enemies by either shooting them or slicing and dicing them. You can also switch between these variations of gameplay on the fly. So this gives us limitless possibilities during battles, a feature that other FPS games can't hold a katana to, frankly. Still, swords are fine and dandy, but no cowboy is complete without his trusty sidearm. Yee-haw! Using your gun is really easy in this game. You aim with the Wiimote and fire with the B button, and that's it. The hero will reload by tapping the minus button, and you can select other guns by pressing the gamepad. Honestly, I loved the controls for this game, and I was very pleased with how responsive the controls are and the freedom it offered me. This game's visuals are nothing like its predecessor. In fact, they've abandoned the realistic Yakuza setting and traded it in for the Wild West. And many reviewers have been calling it a steampunk-styled world, but you know what? It works. So it's difficult as to how to place this game in an appropriate time period, since this world has modern-day technology, but at the same time lots of Old West stuff too. Ubisoft has redefined cel-shading graphics, and this is arguably the best looking cel-shaded game on any system to date. Red Steel 2 runs at 60 frames a second, and I haven't encountered any slowdowns my 2 times through the game. Even during intense battles, the game runs smooth as glass, and that's a mighty good thing. Personally, I really like the art direction for this game. Just because the game takes place in different desert settlements, that doesn't mean that the detail has suffered at all. Each part of the environment is so well crafted, and the art direction just lassos the player right into this unique world right at the beginning of the game. Red Steel 2 is not a sandbox style game, and even though it's a linear game, the developers hide that fact from you very well. Each stage is pretty big and will take you several hours to explore it. Red Steel 2 also features full motion videos with breathtaking cinematics. The transition between FMV and real time is very clean too. During the truck scene with Pain, I couldn't tell the difference between the full motion video and the actual game. It looked that amazing. Not to mention, players were in full control of the hero's actions, so it just made the scene come alive to me. So to sum this up, I really enjoyed the overall design for this game. The samurai western setting works, and the detail of the game looked like a living canvas. Most of the music in this game is either fully orchestrated or all real instruments. This is a huge selling point and makes me a very happy camper. Red Steel 2 combines spaghetti western and Japanese themes to create an astounding soundtrack that was an absolute joy to listen to. Tom Salta has created a variety of musical themes to fully entice and immerse the gamers into the world of Red Steel 2. One would think that merging feudal Japan and the Wild West wouldn't sound that great, but Salta managed to pull it off, and nicely. In fact, throughout this video, you will hear my favorite tracks from the game. Now, I don't want to spend that much time over the sound effects. The Foley artists did an impeccable job of capturing the sounds of the Old West, but I think I'd like to actually talk more about the voice acting if you don't mind. But before I do so, just listen to this.
So, you've come to save us all.
It's nice to see you, too.
You still have poor timing. And I see that you've lost your sword. That's just great. For now, take mine. But don't lose it!
Alrighty, now where do I begin? Well, the voice acting is incredibly cheesy. Now, I take that back, it's super cheesy. Still, it actually kind of plays to this game's strengths and doesn't really take away from the vibe that's been established.